one, we've got Alex Simmons and Joe Williams on the front row. Behind them in third, Ollie Hood and Philip Randall. Starting fifth and sixth, Richard Snow with Tom Angier behind. In seventh place, we've got Lee Whitney and Jacob Lewis in eighth place. And rounding off the top 10, we have Matthew Plum and Angus Tillier. George Kenning in 11th and Scott Johnson in 12th. 13th place, Callum O'Donnell and Gareth Baldwin in 14th. Barry Weller in 15th and Will Davison in 16th. Behind them, 17th, Stuart Sherman, Andrew Broughton, Paul Julier and Andy Fryer. And let's go to our Sodies now. We've got Ralph Leckie starting in first place with Kim Ely. Sam Cole in third, Craig Murchison in fourth place. Charlie Fenton in fifth, Barry Morris in sixth. In seventh is Ollie Bishop and Adam Thomas is in eighth. Rounding off the top 10 for the Sodies, Murphy Aldridge and Justin Elliott. John Donnelly and James Batterson come up behind them. In 13th, it's Lewis Barton with Arnold McCauley in 14th. Liam McCauley and Benjamin Gregory behind them. James Suckling starts 17th with Simon Mayo in 20th. Craig Nunez and Emmett Cummings round off the Sodi grid. And we're going green now as the D-Maxes get away around this Milton Keynes Daytona track. Everyone looks to have got away cleanly so far, but that's Matt Plum in a bit of trouble. Looks like he's lost a couple of places and ended up clipping the inside of turn 2. All safely, there's one spinner at the back, and look at them through turn 4. 5 abreast, I think, at one point. And it looks like that's Simmons who's leading through turn 5. We've got Baldwin trying to catch up with the pack now. He's competing in the heavies. Green light for the Sodies. Ralph Leckie leads that pack away. And that's all far too well behaved through the 2-3 chicane. So let's see if they can get settled down now. It is Leckie leading them all the way around turn 4. Not quite as fighty as the D-Maxes as they all look to settle down into this race. The D-Max karts now heading through the first sector of this track into turn 4. And oh no, there's been a big pile-up on the outside of turn 2, on the entry to turn 3. That happens so often that the inside car on turn 3 gets squeezed, and this time that's Lee Whitney. That's him all the way down the pack. We're looking at Johnson chasing down Baldwin as they head down into turn 6. Baldwin's got traffic up ahead of him. Oh, that's a mighty squeeze as they disappear down turn 6 and up into turn 7. It looks like Johnson is side by side as they disappear down to the hairpin. Now that hill goes downhill pretty much flat out all the way till a sharp left-hand corner, and if you don't get that power on early enough up the hill, you do get swamped by your competitors, and then it's all about lining yourself up into the fast left-hander. Ralph Leckie's building up a big lead now, but behind him it's Cole and it's Murchison as well. They're going through, making up places, but the problem is these two scrapping with each other really is letting Leckie disappear. So Murchison in the white is looking for a way through now. It'll be turn 4, that'll be the place to look. Do you swing out wide to try and give yourself a better run? Oh, he's gone inside, he's gone narrow. No, not this time. Plum right on the back of Tillier there. Oh, he's got his nose in front, I think, round the final corner. But side by side into turn 1, that is always difficult. Somebody's got to yield there, and it looks like Tillier has yielded and let Plum go through. Oh, Simmons sideways through turn 4. Much quieter on the wheel there is Williams behind. Simmons really attacking that hairpin. Watching him coming to turn 10. There's contact on the inside. Oh, that's so easily done when you're trying to make a move up the inside. It's all very polite though, isn't it? Look at that. Very cordial. You can understand some of that frustration from Murchison there, but he'd had to have suspected that challenge was coming for most of this race. But it's actually Ely who's profited from all of that and ended up in 3rd place. So that's left us with Leckie still really far out ahead, and there's now a big gap as well between Cole and 3rd place Ely 2, and that's your top 3 for the Sodies. Well, it's all turned on its head. Murchison now really out of that hunt. Whitney's just been on a recovery drive, hasn't he, since that early turn 2 incident that left him all spun around. Now he's up behind Baldwin. Whitney on charge around turn 4, looking for a sniff up the inside. Is he going to make a move into turn 5? He's not close enough, and there's a Sodi in the way. But it looks like he's got much better momentum going into turn 6. But oh, there's a hand up. Is that a yellow flag? Williams now much closer to Simmons. You can see coming into the corners, he has got a lot closer, but it just seems like Simmons has got that extra bit of power as they leave the slow corners. I don't know if that's because Simmons is getting very aggressive on the steering, getting on that power nice and early. Williams not close enough to really make a move, perhaps close enough just to show Simmons that he's there. As they round turn 5, Williams dips his head. That doesn't do anything. Okay, Simmons is... Oh, he's being forced onto the grass there. He's had to go wide to avoid... And that's it. Williams has gone through. So Williams has made that move stick. He's now in the lead of this race. Coming out of the final corner, Simmons has made that move stick, actually. So that move is done before turn 1. And Simmons is back in the lead. Kenning's got a real fight on his hands here. He's got the much lighter O'Donnell up behind him. That is Kenning in the black there, who's just rounded turn 1, coming into turn 2 and 3 now. One of the key things with the weight difference, of course, is off those corners. The lighter guys are going to get a bit more of a kick, especially on the uphill segments. But so far, Kenning looks to be holding on to that position. That's a great push there from Kenning. We've got Williams leading with the Union Jack helmet, round turn 10 into the final corner. Simmons behind. There is a Sodi in front of those guys. He's taken a much tighter line as they go past the commentary position into turn 1. Very narrow around here. What can Simmons do? Oh, he's gone down the inside. That is a bold move down the inside of turn 2. Normally hard to keep momentum as you go into turn 4, but he's got it. Williams is pushing hard behind Simmons. These two have been swapping battles all race long. Oh, a little bit of contact with the wall. Whitney, he's coming round the final turn, and he's pushing up behind Angia here. So that's Whitney in the white, crossing the start-finish line now. And he looks like he's got a bit of a run into turn 1 and 2. Oh, he's really close. He's right up against him. Has he held that momentum enough for a move into turn 4? He's got a narrower line, but it's not close enough to overtake by any means. But yeah, the pressure's on there. Round turn 5 goes Whitney. He's looked strong actually into turn 6, but I don't think he's going to have enough there. Oh, like 18 abreast into turn 1. Don't you love multi-class karting here? How are they going to survive into turn 2 and 3? Oh, pretty well, actually. Yeah, they've all slotted in nicely. They're experienced. They've been doing this well enough now, but there's a little bit of chaos into turn 4. Wow, what great racing we've seen today. And that's Simmons coming round to take the checkered flag, and that is a second win in as many races for Simmons there. Pushed hard all the way by Williams. You could not call that race. Fantastic from these two. Well, deep breath. What an exciting day's racing. Let's start with the D-Max Lights, where Simmons triumphed over Williams.
It's been difficult to get back up to speed for sure, because I was a bit worried at first going through some of them corners at such high speeds, but I got used to it in the end. Still haven't got up to speed with the top drivers yet, but it's been very fun anyway.
Simmons there caught in a race-long battle with Williams. Initially got away out in front, but Williams closed him down, and it took some real fight from Simmons to hold on to that lead. I think that lead switched places 75 times in that race. Matthew Plum ending up in 4th place, enough to keep him in 2nd place overall in the championship, with Simmons now a commanding 35 points ahead after 2 wins in a row. In the D-Max Heavies, Richard Snow took the race win ahead of Lee Whitney, who did incredibly well to get back up to 2nd place after all his adventures. Some great battling, as you'd expect from Lee Whitney. Also mentioned in dispatches, Andy Fryer finished in 4th place despite having started dead last. If we look at the championship standing though, Lee Whitney did enough to keep himself at the top of the championship table. Ralph Leckie gave us a commanding performance in the Sodi Lights, ended up ahead by 10 seconds over Kim Ely.
It wasn't as hard as the previous ones. I got caught up in a bit of traffic at the beginning, but then made back, caught 2nd, got on the last lap. So it was good. I don't know that I couldn't catch first, so I done what I could do today.
Ely, of course, benefited from that turn 10 tagging of Craig Murchison, and Craig will be ruining the missed opportunity to line up in 2nd place on the podium today, falling back slightly behind Ralph Leckie, with Charlie Fenton in third place on 123 points. Kim Ely's second place puts her right on the tail of Benjamin Gregory in 9th and 10th. And finally, the Sodi Heavies was won today by Barry Morris in second place, John Donnelly, Arnold McCauley in third, with Justin Elliott in fourth place. Of course, the Sodi Heavies in this multi-class, multi-category race today had the overall speed disadvantage, but it's hard to argue that they didn't have a say in all the top battles. This keeps Barry at the top of the championship standings with 155 points, quite a lead now over Justin Elliott in second place, and it's close behind in third with Emmett Cummings bringing up third place on 115 points.